Hey, what's going on? This is going to be a video response to Fate of Destiny. I was watching her rant on how the range will never be equal for women. I'll give you my take on this. When I was growing up, the range to us was a mound of dirt out in the woods, and it was like the best place to go shoot, actually. I watch a lot of the channels of people who have ranges in their backyards and they're lucky enough to have that. That is the best way to go. And I'll tell you what I dislike about the range. I'm actually in the process now of signing up for a new range. The range, that's actually the ranges around here are far and few between. They're like 20 minutes, 25-minute rides, which is a real drag. Or some of the other ones, the premium ranges, those are the ones that they're key clubs where you can go 24 hours a day and shoot. And that's kind of like what I liked. I liked the fact that when I got off work at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, I could go shoot. Or if I got up early, I didn't have to wait for the range to open. But you pay a premium for that. The initial initiation fee was $700, and then it was $250 a year, which you also had to cough up. And you go before a board of nerds, is the only way I can put it. And they ask all kinds of questions. Where do you work? What do you do? And then they kind of broadcast that information to everybody in the range, which I think is really uncool because I'm a chef. I cook for a living. And I can't tell you how many times, and there's actually a kitchen in this place, how many times I've been in there, I've had people walk up to me and, hey, could you make me a bacon, egg, and cheese? Let me tell you something. Absolutely not. What I like about the range is when there's nobody there, or when there are people there, they're respectful to you and they just let you do your thing. I'm there to shoot, man. I'm not there to socialize or anything like that. Like a lot of the older guys I'll socialize with because they're not jerks or creeps. The range is so full of creeps, man, and just real weirdos. I think in the gun community, it's such a small percentage of the piece of cheese. You get a lot of wackadoos, and one of my things is I collect hats. I love really wild, weird hats. That's just me. So I like to wear a fez when I'm shooting, but that's neither here nor there. We won't get into that. I own one handgun now. My collection shrunk down to nothing. I've had to sell them for financial reasons. We won't go off into that too much either, but I have a Beretta Storm 9mm, and the negative attention this gun attracts amongst the gun elite is just, when I go, and another thing that was really uncool, one of the ranges I went to, you had to buy their ammo there. You couldn't bring your own ammo in. You had to pay a fee to shoot, and on top of it, you couldn't bring in ammo that you reloaded yourself or bought yourself. You had to buy their ammo at elevated prices. There's nothing in here. We won't get into that whole bunch of nonsense. Click, 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 like every other jackass in the world. But the things that I wanted to talk about was some of the observations. Like I said, I grew up shooting in the woods. I was really never exposed to these range rats, and some of the things that I've noticed. One of the things that you touched on was the "I'm here to save you." I call them the touchy-feely guys. A girl comes in, and these guys are all over her. I mean, hand on the neck, hand around the waist, looking back at the other guys, rolling their eyes like, "Ooh, baby, baby." So cheesy. I like throw up a little bit in my mouth. I'm just like, dude, do you really think that's gonna get you in? Please, give me a break. There are just so many weirdos. Or you get the people who just, out of the blue, I don't like people walking behind me when I'm shooting. I mean, you'll have a little alley where people will walk behind you, but it's usually they're walking to and from the shooting area, which I don't mind, but people who hover around the back of you. I've even had people who, now in my range, when you get done shooting, there's like a little dustpan and a little broom, and you sweep up your brass, right? And you put it in the garbage can, and basically the garbage can's open to anyone who wants to pick the brass out to reloading, you know, and the brass that I bring is never been fired. And I've actually had people while I was shooting interrupt me and say, "Oh, excuse me, can I sweep this brass up? I'm on my way out, and I know this is new brass. If you don't mind." If I don't mind, I want to stick an ice pick in your head. It amazes me. And then you have the know-it-alls. You got the people coming over who sit there, and it's, oh my God, it's so cheesy. They have their handgun, they walk in with it with a box, and then they sit there with like a $500 holster on their leg, and it just with the glass, you got the $500 holster, but you got a Band-Aid holding your glasses together, and you look like you haven't taken a bath in the past 5 years. What I find is Mondays are a great time to go to the range because nobody's there except for the older guys. And they're genuinely friendly. They'll shake your hand, "Hey Kev, how you doing?" And that's it. Maybe once in a while we'll discuss what a horrible shot I am, and but in a joking manner, and we laugh it up, and I'll go over and I'll show my target to them. And you can get some good information from them. It's not the people who feel the need to re-educate you or save you from yourself. It is just lame, man. So the new range, I'm gonna basically have to do the same thing, go before the board and be on a year's probation, But I do like this club, and it's an outside club and an inside club, so it's kind of cool. And you're not strapped with all the meetings and oh my God, I went through like 2 or 3 of these meetings, and I watch these people, and I call them the egomaniacs. You get these people who they have to talk about themselves, and they have to talk about their guns. Like it's I don't know, it's like a penis, man. It is insane. "Oh, well, I've got this, and this, ho 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 ho." Oh, this goes on for like an hour, and they give them an open mic. You're gonna get 50 people in a room, and you're going to give the mic to the egomaniac who's telling about his investments and his wife and his 10 new kids and his puppy Mortimer. I just want to slit my own throat. But if you don't go to the meetings, you can't be approved for a full membership, which is another uncool thing. It's kind of like you'll find these niche groups. I know I was riding motorcycles for years, and I said when I went out and bought an expensive motorcycle, I wanted to take that Rider's Edge course. So I took the Rider's Edge course. I paid $86 to better my skills at motorcycle riding. You can never have fantastic skills. You have to keep improving on them. You have to keep trying to learn new things, and it saved my ass in quite a few situations. But the people that would teach that class and you also have people that are new to the sport coming in, and it is just every piece of the gamut we have here. We have the fat slob instructor trying to hit on the 20-year-old girls. "Hey baby, we have to go out riding, and I'll show you the moves." Stuff that you would only see on TV. And then you got people who have nice bikes, and you got these are the instructors telling you, "Oh, well, you didn't drop it yet, but you will drop it. I can tell you're a dropper." This is their world, this whole little bubble. In their own personal life, they probably have nothing. It's the gun and the range, and that's it. I know I'm only going to the range because it's expensive here, maybe once or twice a month, because it's just such a hassle here, and I just really hate the people there. But you have people who literally spend 8 to 9 hours in the range. When they're not shooting, they're hanging out, giving that great advice that you don't want to hear, and talking about the way you shoot and the way you hold your feet and the way your wrist is and this and that. And they always want to know personal information about you. And me personally, I hate touchy-feely people. I don't know where that came from, but I just don't like people putting their hands on me. And there's so many people there. I don't know whether they're like freaking sex maniacs or something, but I don't need no dudes putting their hands on me. That ain't my thing. And especially like when I'm shooting. When I got a pistol in my hand, I don't want no dude grabbing me. So that was one of the other reasons I left the range. So you're not alone in this, and I don't think that. I think it's exaggerated more toward women because this is their world, man. This is their whole life is wrapped up in the range, and there's nothing wrong with having a hobby and wanting to do it. That's why you do it. But I think a lot of people, this little section here replaces a lot of the stuff in their lives that they don't have. And you can see by the way they act around people, you understand why they don't have anybody in their life, because they're just wackadoos. Another group you see in the 24-hour club, there's nobody there. You get the people who come in drunk, or come in with like a bottle of vodka, and just sit there and get plowed, and then just start some of the most unsafe shooting I've ever seen in my entire life. It's usually I see them and I walk out, and then you get the ones who are like, "Hey, where you going? Did we scare you off?" Yeah, got to get some more of that. So I just wanted to touch on your. Oh, this was another thing. The gun you have now. I'm on a very tight budget. I can't afford anything wonderful, but this one attracts so much negative attention. First, it's the guys, well, what do you want a polymer gun for? And you got the other ones like, well, if you ain't got a 1911, you better get your pants off and let's see what you got down there. And then you got the ones who go, oh, 9mm. Oh, that's a lady's gun. Ugh. In life, you don't ever hear stuff like that. I know I never hear stuff like that. People don't walk up to me in the street and like, hey, you better take your pants off. Let's see what you got down there because we don't like your car keys. Amazing. So it's not just only women at the range. I mean, I see some of the exploits of the guys at the range around women, and I am just mortified. I'm like, wow, you really think that's going to work? That's why you're here at 10 o'clock at night, dude. You're not at home watching TV with the old lady. That's why. But what am I doing there? That's because I'm getting off work. And I don't want to be around these people in the daytime. Am I antisocial? Absolutely not. I like interacting with normal people. But it seems like it's a catch basin for weirdos. And I think that's because they demonized gun ownership in my state so much that, and they make you jump through so many hoops. When anyone starts talking about guns, everyone immediately goes, oh, you hear the whispers, oh, he has guns. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I figured I'd share that video. You can put this up as a response if you want to. If not, I just made it for you. You're not the only one who experiences this kind of crazy, insane nonsense later.